So I think I figured out Marvel Tokon's plot. For the past 7 months, we've gotten to know a lot more about Marvel Tokon's gameplay mechanics and character design philosophy, but we've been pretty much in the dark on the other aspects of this game ever since. In particular, they've been very hesitant to talk about the game's story. Now, of course, this is understandable because they probably don't feel ready to push trailers and information for the game yet, but I'm just itching to get some information on this story. So I said, you know what, let me do some detective work on this and see if the developers gave any kind of story hints in interviews. In one of the first interviews the Marvel Tokon developers participated in, Arc System Works producer Takeshi Yamanaka mentioned that each character has their own detailed lore and backstory. As for why heroes and villains can team up, they'll have more to share in future updates. But for a guy that thinks outside the box like me, I have an idea. The first hint I gathered from this is that heroes and villains will be teaming up for some story reason. Usually in this kind of situation where good and evil are teaming up, it's usually because there is a bigger threat that goes against all of what the characters want to accomplish. So this leads me to the obvious question of, well, who is the threat? In my mind, there was only one place I could go to, the round start intros. While fighting games aren't really known much for amazing storytelling, part of the beauty of this genre is that you can tell the story in multiple ways. Stages, movesets, music, and even character designs can tell a lot about a character's story and the world around them. But my favorite way fighting games tell stories is through unique dialogue interactions in the round start intros. Whether it's gestures, fights, or actual talking, you'll witness at first hand the relationships between these fighters. So I figured, if I'm trying to find the big threat that both heroes and villains are fighting against in Tokon, I wonder if there's any dialogue that happens within the game that can give me some hints. So most of the unique interactions Tokon characters have in their intros are pretty much just them having casual banter, joking around, making funny references, etc. But the character that really had me puzzled is Doom. Throughout his unique dialogue with characters, he's always talking about creating this quote-unquote perfect world and all the characters just go against it. Now granted, Doom is the only villain in the roster at the moment, so we can't see how the other potential villains feel about his perfect world comments or if Doom even is the main villain, but a lot of things within the Marvel universe at the moment is making me think Doom is the big threat. After all, in Marvel Rivals, Doom is the key antagonist, and Doom is also the current main villain of the current phase in the MCU, with Doomsday coming out this year, just like Tokon, huh? And just like in Marvel Rivals and the MCU, it seems like Doom is once again either rewriting reality or simulating realities to form his own world. Considering that the main theme of this game is souls, Doom probably found a way to capture the character's souls and lock them in these realities. This also would explain why heroes and villains can team up in Tokon, because they're all trapped in the same problem of Doom shenanigans. So I went ahead and said, okay, let me search some other areas of the game to see if there are any other clues about this Doom world, and is that Blackheart, bro? Like, all black, long black hair, Blackheart? And Arxis redesigned Blackheart? Okay, hold on. So what's bothering me here is that in that Japanese State of Play interview they had a while back, the developers mentioned that Robbie Reyes was chosen as the ghostwriter of the game for some reason that relates to the story. So it's like, okay, a ghostwriter that's important to the story, Blackheart is a ghostwriter villain, Tokon's theme is about souls. So Mephisto is involved? Wait, Doom isn't the big threat. Mephisto is.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
With all of these small hints that I've gathered about Tokon's story, I put the puzzle pieces together and formed my theory on the Marvel Tokon plot. Hear me out. In Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, the main bad guy is Mephisto, a devil who gets stronger by stealing and hurting souls. A soul is the part of you that feels things like fear, guilt, hope, and love. Souls are more exposed to Mephisto when they're at their worst, so Mephisto had an idea. All of those Marvel heroes and villains you love, he grabbed all of them and pulled them into a scary part of his dark realm. This part of his realm is a tournament that the characters are trapped in, where both heroes and villains fight endlessly in artificial places from the human world that Mephisto created. Nobody can leave and nobody can rest, because when someone dies, their soul is grabbed and put right back into the fight. Every battle makes the souls feel heavier, stressed, and sadder, and that gives Mephisto more power. To keep this tournament running, Mephisto uses clones of Blackheart, his son, to help aid in guarding this part of Mephisto's realm and making sure the rules never break. But this is where Robbie Reyes comes into play, because Mephisto sealed away Johnny Blaze, the OG Ghostwriter, so that he doesn't interfere with his plans. A younger and more fresh Ghostwriter like Robbie Reyes, who is underestimated and even isn't recognized by the rest of the cast, has the chance to prove himself on the stage of destiny and free the heroes and even the villains from this trapped world and go back home. Oh, stop it. I'm just a guy who knows how to make a mountain out of a molehill. Again, this is the theory of how I believe the story will play out based on the information we were given, but this all could just be vastly different from how the story will actually play out. Despite this, I still think that this game will surround around Mephisto somehow because of the topic of souls, the Blackheart figure, and Robbie Reyes being important for the story. But let me know what y'all think. I'm not a heavily informed Marvel Comics fan, so there's gonna be some facts about characters that I don't know, but I know some of you probably are. So what do you guys think is going to be happening in the Tokon story based on the hints we got? Let me know in the comments what y'all think, and as always, from me to you, have a blessed day.